Good morning and welcome to KSL News Now. I'm Deja Brown. Right now, we are following breaking news out of Kearns. We know police are still looking for a suspected shooter. News specialist Brian Carlson is live this morning from the scene. Brian, you've been there all morning. What can you tell us right now?
Well, Deja, from what we've learned from police, 2 people were shot here at the home here behind me off of 56 West and 54 South. Detectives still going through the house. In fact, if you look closely, you can see in the window just up above and to the right of the door, you have detectives taking photos here, going through the house as they're looking through and then documenting evidence. Now, they're being very tight-lipped about what they're discovering here from the home, but police did confirm for us this morning they got a call overnight around 1:30 a.m. Details, again, limited, but police are telling us 2 people were shot, a woman and a man. The woman had multiple gunshot wounds. The man had at least 1. Both were taken to the hospital. Police believe the shooter, as you mentioned, still on the loose, but they have not made any arrests. They does not have anyone in custody or questioning anyone, at least that they're releasing to us at this time. And they think it's unclear whether or not the shooting is gang-related. Now, police are not saying more than that. Neighbors, as we've had several people driving through the neighborhood, we stopped and talked to a few of them here this morning. They're concerned about what's happening in this section of the neighborhood. They say they've also seen a number of car break-ins here, at least on this part of the street. And now to see this here this morning where 2 people were shot has them even more concerned. As we get in more information, of course, we'll keep you updated right here through KSL throughout the day. Live in Kearns, Brian Carlson, KSL 5 News. Back to you.
Brian, thank you so much for keeping us updated. We're going to transition now to weather, taking a live look to downtown Salt Lake as we prepare for the Thanksgiving holiday on this pre-turkey day. Let's go ahead and bring in Matt Johnson now for a check of your forecast. And Matt, we are looking pretty good out there. Cool this morning, but I know we are going to start to see those temperatures getting better as the days progress.
Yep, and you know, really mild for Thanksgiving standards. Love that sky cover. It's not bad, mostly clear. Could make for a great sunrise. I've got dry skies through Thursday, accompanied with some mild weather. Now, a brush-by system is going to clip northern Utah on Friday. It's a cold front, it's not powerful, but it could put down a couple of showers in the overnight. Sunday, there is another system that is possible. We just don't know the exact location of where it's going to land just yet. Satellite and radar show the high clouds streaming over the state, a sign that another storm is passing to our north. So 30s to start, 40s by 10 a.m., pushing 50 at the lunch hour. I think this afternoon we'll do about 52 degrees with some high clouds. Your traveling looks great today, but what about the weekend? It's all coming up.
Matt, thanks so much. Developing this morning, a northern Utah community coming together to support the families hit by tragedy after 2 teens were killed in a deadly car crash. A charity hockey event called the Shane Showdown was set to happen just days after the deadly crash. And now organizers say it was a no-brainer to include the teens' families. This was the 2nd annual event, which was started after a man named Shane Brown also died in a car crash. Brown's brother-in-law says it's important to his family to keep this event going and to help those who may be struggling with hardship. And police in Sandy and Murray right now are looking for a man who they say tried to rob a jewelry store. It happened just before noon on Tuesday at Sierra West Custom Jewelers. Police say 2 armed men entered the store, and at some point, an employee shot one of them. Officers say the suspect, who was not hurt, dropped off the man who had been shot at a hospital. Now, once he's released, he will go to the Salt Lake County Jail. Right now, police are still searching for the other man. No one at the jewelry store was hurt, and the thieves didn't get away with any jewelry. In southern Utah, Washington police say they've now identified the body found at the bottom of a cliff 3 years ago. Detectives say Jamie Leake from Blair, Wisconsin's remains were found at the bottom of a 250-foot rock formation in August of 2022. Police say Leake had moved from Wisconsin to Las Vegas and hadn't been heard from in some time before his death. Detectives say he died from blunt force trauma consistent with a fall. And Utah has now has 102 reported measles cases this year, the majority in the Southwest among people who are unvaccinated. Officials confirming 8 cases of measles at Wasatch High School. The health department says people inside the school during normal hours may have been exposed to the virus during the past few weeks and at a school play. And listen to this, there's a new program in Clearfield to help change the way that police respond to people having a mental health crisis. The Clearfield Police Department will now have 1 detective dedicated to handling calls involving mental health. They say the goal is early intervention, de-escalation, and preventing low-level incidents from turning into criminal cases. Chief Kelly Bennett says the program is already worth it after a recent call.
Our detective immediately responded over to this apartment, and they had a conversation, and we provided him with some resources, and we prevented him from probably doing something that would affect many lives in his family.
Police say this program also includes following up with individuals in the hopes of building trust. This program is a first for Clearfield, and it's something the department has wanted to implement for quite some time. They finally have some funding from the legislature to do so. And this holiday weekend, Utah Highway Patrol troopers will work 230 extra shifts to make sure people are buckled up while hitting the road. To drive home the safety message, UHP offered up this holiday display. They asked kids to draw loved ones they want to make sure come home safely. It also featured an empty chair in honor of those who didn't make it home because they didn't buckle up.
Buckling up is that first step that you can make before you even start the car to make sure that you're going to be safe.
UHP says the state's seatbelt use rate was 89.6% in 2025. That's down from 90.7% just last year and down from the high of 92.4% in 2023. And KSL is committed to the goal of 0 fatalities on Utah's roads. To learn some simple ways that you and your loved ones can help make our roads a little safer, download the free KSL Plus app. And right now, millions of people across the country hitting the roads for the busiest travel period of the year. But here in Utah, UDOT is saying it only expects minor delays in our state. The most significant impacts are expected along southbound I-15, with delays of up to about 10 minutes in Salt Lake County. Widespread delays are expected after the holiday, largely because return travel is expected to spread out across multiple days. And if you're hitting the road for Thanksgiving, you can expect to be paying more at the gas pump. A new study from Smart Asset says Utah is seeing one of the steepest increases in gas prices in the nation. It shows while states like Colorado are paying nearly 9% less than they did last year, Utah is paying 3% more. AAA says the average price of gas in the state is almost $3.15 per gallon. That's almost 10 cents more per gallon than the national average. But people around the country say that no matter the price, they'll keep paying.
Gas is a necessity for me, so whatever price it's at, I got to put it in anyways. So,
Monday marked the 8th consecutive day where the national average of gasoline was up on a year-over-year basis. But experts predict cheaper prices may be on the way. Gas Buddy projects the average national price at the pump to drop a few cents on Thanksgiving. At 7:10, let's go ahead and bring in Matt Johnson.
All right, taking a look at that sunrise yet again. Colorful with some high clouds. You can see some pink sneaking in there. And the twinkling city lights of Salt Lake City, folks. A lot of us have today off. If you're planning to travel across the state to get to Grandma's house, it's a cold start, 20s and 30s across the Wasatch. I got 34 in Moab, 26 in Cedar City, but the roads, they are dry as we head through today and even into Thanksgiving Day. You'll notice a couple of snow showers here out towards Montana and northern Wyoming. Some of those extend into western Cheyenne. High pressure, it's right over Southern California. That is going to shield Utah from anything stormy over the next couple of days. Logan, you're 46 today, partly cloudy skies. Salt Lake 52, 47 in Park City, and 55 in Moab. These are the daytime highs. They might get a little bit warmer for Turkey Day. We'll talk about that 7-day in just a few.
Matt, thanks so much. As Utah's logo for the 2034 Olympics was released this week, the reaction hasn't been as positive as the creators had hoped for. So much so, Governor Spencer Cox making this joke about it during his monthly press conference.
I'm really grateful that the logo has united Utah. It's really brought people together because everyone seems to not like it. I will just say this: it is a transition logo, and so the final logo won't come out until 2029.
Governor Cox also said that the decision to go with Utah instead of SLC wasn't a political one. It was simply a marketing one, since Utah is 4 letters and 2034 is 4 numbers. Republican lawmakers are pushing back against Utah's new congressional map and say they plan to appeal to the Utah Supreme Court. They say they also want to pass a constitutional amendment clarifying the legislature can alter ballot initiatives approved by voters. That's the main reason a group of voters sued the legislature, which led to the new map being drawn by the plaintiffs.
By design or by default, Judge Gibson has authorized the most partisan and thus the most gerrymandered map in the history of the state of Utah.
Many of us feel like the judge made their decision. Many of us feel like those maps were fair to everyday Utahns.
The legislature says they also plan to meet in a special session on December 9th to clarify the upcoming election cycle after the judge's ruling. Utah Representative Sandra Hollins announcing she will not seek re-election next year. Hollins is a Democrat from Salt Lake City and the first black woman to serve in the Utah legislature. She tells KSL the decision to leave comes as her mother deals with health issues in Louisiana. She shared a statement reading in part, "Throughout my service, I've remained committed to leading with compassion and doing what is right. To my constituents, I want to offer a huge thank you for supporting me and allowing me to represent you." House Minority Leader Angela Romero calling Hollins a trailblazer whose voice has strengthened our state and the House Democratic Caucus in immeasurable ways. Emory County deputies and Utah Highway Patrol say they pulled over a prototype Aston Martin this week. They say the owner of this $1.5 million car was pulled over for reckless driving along I-70 near Green River. Deputies telling us the vehicle was being tested and adjusted while driving through the area and that they gave the driver some safety reminders before letting them go. At an ultimate Thanksgiving feast in downtown Salt Lake, that's a chance to help those in need and those who might just need some friendship as well as some community support. This is the 30th year for Salt Lake County Parks and Recreation putting on this free dinner. Many of the volunteers who prepared and served up the meal are from UVU's Culinary Arts Institute. About 300 people showed up for the delicious meal to hundreds at the Central City Recreation Center.
Birds are still on the streets and stuff, and it's getting cold out there, man. And this is a good thing.
It's very nice, for all the people that put all their effort in all this stuff that we, that get together.
It definitely was a good meal. The menu included 150 pounds of turkey, 100 pounds of mashed potatoes, 100 pounds of yams, and 45 pies, all, of course, professionally prepared by UVU's culinary students. All right, if you know someone who may be in need of a turkey, you can get one this morning, and it's completely free. Harmon's and the Crossroads Urban Center are giving out turkeys and fixings to 3,500 families in need, and all you have to do is go and pick it up. There is a limit of 1 turkey and bag of sides per vehicle, and it's available on a first-come, first-served basis. This is the 28th year Harmon's has supplied turkeys for this event, funded by dozens of volunteers and nonprofits. You can pick up a turkey today at the Utah State Fair Park Overflow parking lot between 10 and 2:30 p.m. Now, right now, we still don't have snow, so while we might feel like winter will never come, Utah is actually preparing for that snow. This is video of tests firing artillery. It isn't from Hill Air Force Base. Of course, it's from UNOT. The department posting this video of testing their avalanche mitigation equipment. SR-190 in Big Cottonwood Canyon was shut down between Storm Mountain and the Cut for these tests. UDOT says the road now is completely open. We're going to bring in Matt Johnson now. Matt, when I heard that this morning, you know what that reminds me of? When the Utes get a touchdown, boom.
Yep, they fire things off. That's fun stuff. And we're hoping to fire off some snow sometime soon, but not with these quiet, beautiful sunsets. We're not going to be doing that. This is St. George. Mike Satter last night. In fact, as we speak, the sunrise out there is beautiful, at least along the Wasatch Front, so go out and check it if you can. Greg Sheriff with the credit here out of Utah Lake. Last night, pink, a little bit of blue, a little bit of orange. It was fantastic, and we got a sunrise going right now. These are colors we don't like to see. Deja was just talking about this. Look at this. The Provo River drainage, including the Mount Timpanogos area, these mountains, 11% of normal for the snowpack. 30% in Weber Ogden, Bear River 37%. Extreme southern Utah, absolutely opposite of that story. We've got 150 to almost 200% of normal in the southwest corner. So they've been thriving as the storms have been dropping down the California coast and swinging through Arizona. Right now, nothing down south but high pressure. Got a low to the north, and that's going to keep things active in Montana today. But even by 4 o'clock, that really breaks apart. This high pressure system will actually move inland a little bit more as we head into Thursday. Thanksgiving Day, boom, quiet, easy travel for you on Turkey Day. Low pressure system swings by to the north on Friday. That could bring a little bit of something to the mountaintops, maybe the valleys. That'll be Friday night into Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, dry. Into Sunday, this is where we've got some discrepancies, folks. Depending on the location of this low, that's really going to determine who sees what. Right now, we're seeing some snow all the way down to Cedar City. This is something we're going to have to track because the models aren't locked in on exactly what will happen. So stick with us on that. Central Utah, traveling on I-70, Highway 6, I-15. You look great. Down in southern Utah, I-15. Yeah, it's dry skies all the way down to L.A. Logan 46. You take I-84 through Rattlesnake Pass into Boise. It's dry up that way. You get into the Wasatch Front. Easy breezy cover girl kind of weather here with highs in the 50s. St. George 62 goes to 64. I've actually increased Thanksgiving by 1 degree. Mild through Friday. We will slide to the 50s. 30% chance for a shower on Sunday. And the Wasatch Front, how about 52 to 56? 10 above the normal mark, which is now 45. We've got a couple of rain chances there Friday night into Saturday, but really, this is the day you need to watch. Not a huge storm, but because there's a lot of travelers on Sunday coming home, we may need to pay attention to that forecast there.
Definitely need to pay attention, Matt. That's why you have us covered. Thanks so much. Some big changes in the works for students looking to break into healthcare. Nursing, physical therapy, and dental hygiene degrees have been stripped of their professional designation. Students pursuing these degrees will now face tighter federal loan limits, unlike those for medicine, pharmacy, and law. That change is a result of President Trump's big, beautiful bill that passed earlier this year. The administration says the limits will help reduce tuition costs by pushing universities to lower rates. Critics say the change will worsen the nursing shortage. Other impacted degrees include occupational therapy, social work, education, and accounting. Some Boar's Head labeled food items being recalled this morning because of a risk of bacterial contamination. The company says the recall is tied to some of its Pecorino Romano cheese products that could possibly contain Listeria. The recall includes cheese sold in 6-ounce containers and 2 prepackaged deli items, the chicken Caesar salad and chicken Caesar wrap. So far, there are no reports of anyone getting sick. And in consumer headlines this morning, it's already easy to buy almost anything with just one click. Now, tech giant companies are starting to enter a new online shopping battle centered around AI. As of September, U.S.-based users can buy Etsy products directly from OpenAI's ChatGPT, and Walmart announced a similar partnership in October. Perplexity's web browser lets users set up an AI agent to handle tasks like shopping on Amazon. And Amazon last month sent a cease and desist letter to the AI startup. Experts say this is a sign an AI battle is brewing. And there are newly negotiated prices for 15 medications that were negotiated with Medicare by the Trump administration. It's important to note the program originally started under the Biden administration, and the newly negotiated prices are expected to save the program about $12 billion in 2027. Popular weight loss and diabetes treatment drugs are on the list of drugs, along with various treatments for cancer, depression, and neurological disease. All right, lower mortgage rates are spurring more home buying in most of the country. The National Home Price Index rose 1.3% in September, which is the weakest pace since 2023. Meanwhile, pending home sales in October rose nearly 2% from the prior month. The National Association of Realtors said that brings the index to its highest level in a full year. And prices on wholesale goods are pushing inflation higher. The Bureau of Labor Statistics report revealing that prices for wholesale goods jumped 0.9% in September, which is the biggest increase in more than a year and a half. Energy costs played a big role for the increase, specifically a sharp rise in gas prices. The Division of Wildlife Resources says Utahns can now apply for turkey hunting permits that starts on December 16th. The spring limited entry turkey hunt will be held April 11th through the 30th. The state has just over 2,200 permits for that time frame. The state turkey hunt will start in May, and those permits are not limited beyond just one per person. And we are looking out for the good this morning. Families facing food insecurity in the Davis School District just got a major boost for the holiday season. Utah Jazz player teaming up with Mercedes-Benz of Farmington to donate more than 1,200 pounds of ham.
I feel like at the end of the day, we all got to be human and help each other. And, it's a lot of people in need. And as you said, for me, I feel like if I can help somebody in any way I can, I'm trying to do it.
Beginning next week, families in need can pick up a ham from their high school or junior high teen center. At 7:22, let's go ahead and bring in Matt Johnson. Hey, Matt, CoverGirl kind of weather.
Yes, it is. And look at this right now, folks. Beautiful sunrise out there as we head into Thanksgiving Eve. Love to see that glow. This camera's actually underdoing it. It's quite spectacular. Another view from Deer Valley. We've got Jordanelle down below, but a beautiful sunrise lighting up our Utah skies. And that's because of another round of high clouds draped over the state. We've been having a lot of spectacular sunrises and sunsets on both ends of the day because of these high clouds. So beautiful weather today, 51, 56 for your Thursday. That's Thanksgiving Day. I got 53 on Friday. Looks pretty good there as well, folks. You couldn't have dialed it up better as we head into today, Thursday, and even Friday, did you?
Matt, thanks so much. Utah Mammoth teammates paying a visit to some of the children spending the holiday week at Primary Children's Hospital. The athletes and Tusky handed out books for patients to take home, even played with some slime, coloring books, and made some friendship bracelets. Hospital staff say visits like these make the hard work of being in the hospital much easier.
I like to talk to people because, you know, when you're sick, you have to lay in a bed all the time.
Team captain Clayton Keller says this is how they give back to the community. The Utah Mammoth team also makes visits to the Lehigh campus of Primary Children's, and they'll be back here soon to visit more patients and their families. All right, talk about going above and beyond. Take a look at one of the latest rescues by Salt Lake City police officers. What looks to be a young gray horned owl was hit by a car. Fortunately, officers Faulkner and Brennan were close by, so when the call came in, they were able to swoop in and safely deliver the raptor to a local bird rescue. Some great work there. Giving you a live look to downtown Salt Lake this morning as we approach Turkey Day tomorrow. We are looking fantastic out there. Thanks so much for waking up with us.